The idea of basic income is that we have means-tested and conditional systems of minimum social protection in Europe, and we need unconditional and universal system social protection. Because we're spending a lot of money on conditionality, so on targeting people, and secondly, because the current system of support that we have in Europe are not enough to cover for people's needs. Why? Because the labor market has changed, and at the moment there is a lot of in-work poverty. So people who are working but still are poor. So a basic income strategy, according to people who propose it, would address the problem of in-work poverty, because it would give a basic unconditional system of support even though you're not working. The risk, I think, is also that we neglect to ask employers to actually making work pay. So we're not actually addressing the issue of lowering wages and work not actually covering up for people's needs. So I think a basic income strategy should go together with a strategy on asking employers to make work pay. So the idea of implementing a basic income is originally universal, so for all the citizens. But I think that a political feasible strategy would be to target specific demographic groups like Malcolm Tory has proposed, and the best candidates for this would be, I think, young people, because young people face more the struggles in being in precarious jobs, and this makes them more vulnerable in terms of risk poverty. So I think if we had to start to do a basic income on a specific group, young people would be the group that we have to target. Also because they've been affected by what are called social investment policies. So policies that are not actually providing them cash transfers. Another reason is that at the moment in Europe we have a debate around the European Youth Guarantee, which has been one of the first European social policy instruments, and we could expand the current European Youth Guarantee to make it the European Youth Basic Income. So to transform it not as a social investment policy, but as a conditional cash transfer. And of course, I think it would be viable to have a European approach to implement the basic income rather than a national one, because these are European trends that are witnessing across member states, and therefore we need to go for a European solution. Basic income, we have different experiments across member states. But yes, I think that it's inevitable, as the labor market has been integrated in the past 50 years across Europe, that we also will end up to have a European debate of basic income. I mean, today's event demonstrates that there is a lot of attention in Europe on basic income, and especially in having it as a European instrument. This doesn't mean that we necessarily will have European funding, because European funding for social policy issues are very hard to even propose in a European Parliament. But as for the European Youth Guarantee, we could have a system where member states put some of the fund, and then we would have a form of redistribution. So each member state would get a sum to give to young people according to the percentage of young people in a certain country, for example. So, but I think it's inevitable. This will become a European debate, as the precariat is a European debate, as is a European debate on higher education and the transitions of educated young people, as is a European debate on the European lost generation.